Hello, Ian Stokey with Mastermind Games back again, and this time going a Hordes model from the Minions faction, Agata, Queen of Carnage. Starting off, 09161 Shield Brown. So, in the last video I did Lieutenant Gwen Keller from Signar, and one of two exclusive models in the Company of Iron game. That is not the right brush, that feels kind of weird. Agata would be the other, and she is the Pharaoh warlord that Lieutenant Keller was sent to deal with. Pharaoh are pigmen, or pig people technically is a little more accurate, because Agata is one of the few female Pharaoh warlords. Pharaoh society revolves entirely around raiding others, and a Pharaoh's status has to be constantly maintained against rivals. And because female Pharaohs bear alive young, they have a difficult time hanging on to status like that when they do bear children. So warlords, female Pharaoh warlords like Agata are something of a rarity. Another prominent female Pharaoh warlord would be Helga the Conqueror, and the pretty much leader of the Pharaoh right now, or rather the most powerful warlord among them all, Lord Carver, bringer of most massive destruction, Esquire the Third, basically proposed to Helga, and her big question is, how is she going to maintain her status as a warlord and reap the benefits of being Carver's spouse? I think I'm missing a color, so I'm going to have to stop here for a minute and dig it up. Okay, that was messed up. I think a whole clip went missing somehow. So, good grief. Okay, well, anyway, after that little slip-up, I did the hair in dark skin 09041, the cloth in 09002 deep red, and then I used 09143 yellowed bone for the teeth and hooves. I have no idea what happened there. So, looks like I missed a little cloth. I'll go ahead and touch that up real quick. This is a cloth bracer leading up to her punch daggers. I'll get started on some metal. 09206 Tarnished steel. The joys of technical difficulties, so, I know I hit record too, I don't know what's up. But, we'll see if it happens again. I might have to end up scrapping this video if it does. So one thing that is going to be shown in this video is one of the neat little things you can do if you play around with your shades, or not shades, highlights. And Helga is wearing a heavy metal breastplate with thigh guards and a little skirt. Actually, Helga the Conqueror is dressed much the same, except she's a warlock and carries a big spear and a shield with a cannon built into it. Agata here just has her punch daggers, and a substantial selection of really nasty abilities that make her one tough nut to crack. It's almost hilarious in how many of the best abilities she's got. We'll see if she gets any of those taken away when they eventually do some Pharaoh models in the CID. So for those of you who are unaware of what that is, CID stands for Community Integrated Development. And basically with the 3rd edition, Privateer Press is going more for online updates. So roughly every 6 months, they are picking a faction to retest and update, usually a specific group of models. For example, Khador recently had their Man-O-War models done, and the Trenchers from Signar got one earlier this year. And when they wrap this up, this also usually means those little subgroups get some shiny new models to work with too. With the Trenchers getting some new characters and the first structure in the game, the Trencher Blockhouse, and the Man-O-Wars getting 2 new battle engines and the new tanker models. Being careful around her mask because I want to get it, not her flesh. There we go. Alright, I'm going to need to let this dry for a bit, but that's just going to leave some leather belts and some bronze, and that's going to be base coats already. She does have a fairly simple color scheme. That isn't a bad thing, actually. Okay, now that that's had a chance to dry, let's make sure this is recording this time. Still don't know what happened. Still very frustrated with the fact that it did. Oh yeah, 09197 old bronze. This one's about shot. I just need a tad more. Well, that might have to do. Let's see how far I can make it go. And like Keller, Agata's also a resin cast model. Everything else in this set was plastic. I think it's supposed to be Agata. I'm somewhat uncertain on the exact pronunciation of her name. It's, well, in the description actually, but the lining on her breastplate here. And I'm going to have to try to coax a little more paint out of this bottle, or dig out my spare. Okay, dig out my spare it is. This will just take a second. Why is it that every single label, even on a new bottle, is faded and old? Weird, right? Just need to give this a little extra shaking since it's brand new. Whoa. Alright, that's more like it. Pots of paint don't last forever. Still try to squeeze out every little bit I can. And this is me pretty much just getting the trim on her armor. Let's see here. What do I want to do on her helm? Go ahead and how about this here? And these panels covering her cheeks here. That's pretty good. Okay. 09110 oiled leather. And it's pretty much getting belt buckles and straps holding her armor on. Alright then, I'm done with that already. Okay, let that dry and start shading. Alright, time to start shading. Let's see. 09196 H Pewter. Am I even in camera? Okay. Making sure I don't have any more surprises. Missing an entire segment from the recording session was already bad enough. And I don't know if you're hearing the weather, but there is another windstorm outside right now. Nothing too bad at all, really. Okay. I think I can go ahead and get the leather now, too. So, 09109 oiled leather. Again, about half paint, half water. Alright, and gonna hold off on the teeth for a bit, I think. Alright, let that dry for a minute. Next up, I think, how about, if I can find it, 09040 Dark Shadow. Get her hair. Blot that out. Want it on the hair, not anything else. Okay. Gonna have to hold off on that because of all the other colors this is touching, but I got another one down. Okay, I think it's dry enough. I can move on to the next one, which will be Blackened Steel 09205. Gotta be real careful up here. I want this on the helmet, not in her eyes. And not down there either. And yeah, I'm going to need to hold off again on doing anything else for a minute. Okay, next. Red Brick 09001. Being real careful because I want this on the cloth, not her flesh. Okay. Getting there. I am getting there. Alright, I'm going to have to let that dry again. Alright. Just two more colors left to shade. Woodstain Brown 09160. Unfortunately, I do have to do this in two separate takes because these two colors are touching each other, so just to get that right in the nice socket of the helmet there. On her nose, for Laura would be getting her neck. Okay, get her foot there. And the other foot here and her upper thigh. Okay, once that's dry, I can do the last shade and start highlighting and detailing. Okay, last shade. Stained Ivory 09142. Getting her teeth and her hooves. Okay. And then I can go ahead and take 09039 pure white. Tiny dot will be plenty. Because all I'm going to do with this is very carefully get her eyes. Got a little much right in here, so I'm going to dilute that and blot it out. And try again. Tiny, tiny dot. And that's got it. Alright, now once that's all dry, I can start highlighting and detailing. Alright, highlight and detail time now. 09144 Creamy Ivory. Actually, I'm going to get her pupils real quick with Pure Black 09037. Okay. Now Creamy Ivory, which is again 09144. Driftwood Brown 09162. Zero 9003 Blood Red. There's just a bit of cloth right here. Take care of that. Okay. Now for the steel on the armor, I'm going to take 09102 Coppery Orange. It's been a while since I used this, so I need to shake it up a bit more than usual. And this is the kind of effect you can get when you mix and match your shades and highlights. While in general, you'll want to use your shade as a darker version of your base color, and your highlight as a lighter, mixing up can get you some interesting effects. 09207 true silver. Don't need a whole lot of that. And this is just going to go on the blades. Zero 09198 tarnished brass. Assuming my pot of paint will cooperate at any rate. Zero 09111 burnt orange. That is way too much. When these pots are full, it's a tendency to get too much out. Okay. Zero 09042 dark highlights. Huh. Most of these, they just use the singular highlight, not the plural highlights. Just something of really no consequence. Yeah. On the box art depicting her, she actually has dreadlocks. The model does not, apparently. But in terms of coloration, I generally like to stick with what's official for skin and hair and eye color, provided those are consistent in official art. If not, then all bets are off. Now, olive green 09035. That might be enough. Go ahead and get her arc started. I'm overextending the front arc deliberately, and then touch it up once this dries with pure black. Alright, give that a chance to dry, then finish up the arc and get her base flocked. Okay, time to get the base marked. So taking pure black 09037 again. And getting her centered on this cutting mat. So this is actually the same mat I was using in the last video. It's just double-sided with War Machine markings and inches on one side, and then Hordes markings and metric on the other. Just being very careful here. Okay. Wipe off any paint that got on the mat. I don't want to obscure the markings. And just backfill the rest of the way. Okay, that's got her base marked. Once that's dry, I can go ahead and flock and then get this uploaded. Okay, time to get this flocked. So, white glue. And plenty of water and a sacrificial brush. And you don't want to use your best brush for this. That's why I call it sacrificial, because this will wreck it faster. Keeping it really clean will help, but in the end, brush used for this will still wear out faster than usual. Getting the glue solution brushed on around the feet. A little more back here. Getting the flock, shaking off the excess. Then taking a separate dry brush, carefully picking it away from areas I don't want it on. Okay, that needs to set for a bit. Okay, last step, scenic cement. And this is a spray or brush on adhesive. It's a Woodland Scenics product. I'm sure there's other brands that will work just as well. Sometimes you just got to go with what's available instead of something specific. And just carefully dropping this on with a glass eyedropper. That's key because this stuff will stick to plastic and gunk it up fast. You want to wait a minute before doing this, otherwise the liquid will push your basing material around. I am talking too fast. Clean out the eyedropper thoroughly, just run water through it a few times. And that is Agata, Queen of Carnage, from the Company of Iron Bucks set. Up next, some more little piggies for her to boss around. Until then, I am Ian Stookie with Mastermind Games, signing out.